Greetings, everybody. Today I'm talking about the schooling system in Msindisi times. Okay, so if you don't know who Msindisi is, please watch my other videos. Okay, that's what people call Jesus, and I don't like the Greek name, but anyway. So today I'm talking about the schooling system in Msindisi times. Okay, so now as you know that the way Msindisi grew up, it was inhabited, that area was inhabited by the Greeks and the Romans collaborating together, working hand in hand. Okay, so the Greeks and the Romans were ruling in Msindisi times, in other words. Okay, so I'm showing you the picture I've covered in extensively in my other videos, where I'm showing you the Greeks, Romans, and the impact and the stuff that we can see today to show that the Greeks and the Romans ruled back in the days, and they're still there. Okay, so you can see in my other video. So here I'm showing you just it's a summary slide where I'm showing you where this Greek-land is compared to the rest of Africa. It's in the southern part, and then you see the Greek-land there. Okay, so we had the Greek-land East and the Greek-land West. Fine, they changed the names, but now back in the days in Msindisi times, which is what I'm discussing now, it was still called Greek-land. Okay, Greek-land East and Greek-land West. Right, and then Zim and them, they were called Rhodesia. As you go up, the names were just different. But anyway, so today we're focusing on Greek-land. Okay, Greek-land East and Greek-land West. Now they used Cape names, and now you will see in this same picture, there's a Rama, there's a red arrow that I put in Rama down there. I'm going to discuss towards the end of this video why I've got that arrow there. It's very important. It's going to trigger a whole lot of information in another video that I can't fit in this one video I'm doing here, okay? So that Rama is in a red arrow down there. I want to show you, I will tell you a whole lot of things, different video, okay? But we'll talk in the end, all right? Now, let's come back to what this video we're talking about is about. So Msindisi times, the schooling system went up to standard 6, which is called grade 8. Then it was called form 1. It was called form. They didn't have a standard, whatever. They called it form. Okay. So yeah, it went all up to form 1. Okay. But then in today's standard, it's called standard 6, or in the whatever other system that we're using to say is called grade 6. I mean grade 8. Okay, that's equivalent. So that's the highest, like you were graduating from high school, kind of, you know, if you went up to form 1, you're highly educated in the schooling. Okay, so because, I mean, here's another point about it. It was not enforced and it was free, but people were focused on traditional living. So, you know, few people went into that form 1, and a lot of people just went, like this president of South Africa, Zuma, the ex-president who just left now, he had gone up to standard 2. Only standard 2. He didn't even go up to form 1. So it was not enforced. That's why I'm showing in Msindisi times it was not enforced, but people still didn't, and it was free. People still relied on traditional living and, you know, all that kind of, because nobody had time to be going and sitting in no class and then come back and be running. I mean, you get up in the morning. Because now I used to stay in the villages, so I know what I'm talking about. So you get up in the morning, then there's shepherds who got to get them sheep and everything to go and graze out there, and then you come back and get ready to go to school. I mean, that was too much. And now, and you don't even see the value of the school after all, and you know what you're going to do after this, you know, because not everybody wanted to go up to and work in the cities. The life in the traditional setting was good and sufficient. It was just enough for people. So yeah, so a few people went up and, you know, went up to form 1, you know, and actually finished that. Okay, so yeah, so this is what's going on. So you know, when you got form 1, then you can go and stand up in the synagogues and be able to read to the elders, because you can know how to read. And I'll show you in this video here how the alphabets were. How they read, how they pronounce the alphabet. I don't know what them fake Jews be talking about, elephant, whatever. I'll show you now what the alphabets back in the days, how they said it, how they pronounced it. Okay, they use pictogram. They use pictures back in the days when they, instead of A or B or for a message, they use a picture to depict a message. But the letters for the learned one, I'm talking about the people who went to the JC system. This system was called JC. Okay, so the people who went through the JC system, they learned these letters. Okay, So yeah, let's just go back a little bit. So yeah, let's talk about the read. So you could be able to read. Msindisi did not go through the system. He stayed in the village, was in the traditional setting, but he did not go. He knew how to read. That's what puzzled a lot of them people, that he did not go to no school, but because now in the village they will know who goes to school, because a few people will be going to school, not everybody. Then they know that kid and that kid, because everybody is focused on you get up in the morning at 5, you gotta get at the sheep and everything to go graze out there, come back and do the house chores and help out in the community. So if a kid is not doing that, they know, okay, he or she is going to school. So Msindisi was known to not be one of those who going to school, but for some reason he would get up there and read like all the other kids who went to school. But anyway, so now later on, let me add this a little bit. Now, this Greek Roman schooling system called JC, it went up to Form 1, like I said. But then later on, in the early 1900s, they started adding Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, and Form 5. Okay, I remember when I was a little, like I think I was 3 years or 4 years old, but before the kindergarten ages. So but when people ask me, "Oh, what standard are you? What school are you?" I would just zoom into, I'm in Form 5. For some reason, the Form 5 appealed to me. But anyway, so yeah, so it went Form 1, Form 1, and then Form 2, Form 3, Form 4, and Form 5. So you can see the equivalence. The Form 3 is like grade 10, and then Form 4, grade 12. Form 5 is the ultimate. So, but they added that in the early 1900s. But then they did away with it towards, I think, because Bantu education took over from the JC. So as soon as they introduced the Bantu education, then the JC faded. So Bantu education wasn't talking about no Form 5 in it. They started talking about Standard 10, Standard 9, and this stuff. But the grading system wasn't. The grading system just introduced now. Lately, like 2010 or whatever, that the grade 1 and grade up to whatever, those grades, it's still called Standard something. Okay, and then Standard 10 was called metric. So yeah. So when you're done with all of that, you go to college. Okay, so Greek Roman times. So you could go to college when you're done with your Form 1, because that was ultimate. But then when they started adding the Form 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you could still go to college. You had to go to college when you're done with your Form 5. Okay, right. So now here, let me show you the alphabets of the schooling system, the JC schooling system, like I said. So this is now, this won't make sense to a whole lot of people that are English speaking or that are Model Cs. In English speaking South Africa is called Model C. So English speaking won't make sense to you, but I will read it anyway because I'm both. I'm both English and I'm both traditional village person. So let me read it for you. Then if it don't make sense, just try and understand. Okay, so those are the alphabets on the top. So I'm reading the bold ones, which was the ones that Msindisi was reading in the JC. Okay. A, Ebe, Ni, Ede, E, Efu, Yigi, He, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, U, Hu, Se, Ti, U, Va, We, Qi, Ye, Z. That's how they said it. Okay? My grandma taught me this one now. When I was 4 or 5, I used to like to learn as a baby. I used to be taking papers and bringing pencils and everything, trying to grab every information as a baby. So it came natural, this learning thing. So she told me that even I went to school. So I still remember it today. What I learned, I don't remember. I don't forget. So here, that's the alphabet. So how they wrote the words and everything, it was according to that when they started formulating words. But the way they pronounced the alphabets, that's how they pronounced it. Okay. So now coming back to Rama. Ramah, I'm going to do a separate video on it, okay? Because Ramah is where Samuel was and he died. That's where Rachel was on his way to Bethlehem and he died in Ramah. And so Ramah has a lot of information. Now, I just saw Ramah because I wasn't looking for Ramah when I was doing this video. But as I was doing it, I came across this map here. It's an old map of southern part of Africa. And I saw Ramah. I mean, the Illuminati probably forgot to delete that part. Ramah over there. I was like, wow, there's Ramah. Then we can trace them because a whole lot of things that happen in Ramah that give hints of where else we can find what else. Because Bethlehem was 5 miles from Ramah. So and the woman and Rachel were walking, okay, to Bethlehem, and that's where she ended up there. So we can actually see where we're at, okay. But I'll need a separate video to cover this part. So here in this video, so I'll probably do that video sometime this week. I don't know when, but I'll do it when I get to it. So yeah, so there you got your information on Msindisi's education system.